Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. You're with me, Catherine. This is Soul Code Tarot. How are you, Sagittarius? Really looking forward to this reading. Just been really thinking about the Sagittarius energy recently, and just how powerful it is in the world, how all signs are so powerful, all the frequencies and the energies. So yeah, just hope you're well. Thinking about you. And just looking now at the oracle cards, then we're going to go into the tarot for you. We're going to look at what chakra energy points might need to be being focused on as a meditation or a contemplation. And then we're going to look at your gene keys in this reading. This is a timeless reading, Sagittarius, so have a feeling that there's quite a big message for you from Spirit. I'm just calling in spirit guides for Sagittarius, angels, archangels, bodhisattvas, ascended masters, Avalokiteshvara. For Sagittarius, please. So when this finds you, Sagittarius will go with courage. When this finds you, hopefully this resonates. We're looking at courage, Sagittarius. First one out, courage. What do you need courage for, Sagittarius? Or are you needing to dig deep into the courage at the moment? Thank you, Spirit. Courage and pleasure. That's two very interesting frequencies. You're needing courage. Spirit is saying courage is with you. And pleasure, needing to experience pleasure, Sagittarius. And there's a beautiful pathway on this card, magical deer, and that pathway perhaps is an invitation on an adventure, Sagittarius. Sagittarius love their adventures. Any other messages, please, from the Oracle for Sagittarius in this timeless reading? When it finds you, Sag, is when it's really needed. Whoa, thank you, Spirit. Flow. Have courage. Make sure you're enjoying pleasurable things, Sagittarius, and then the flow is coming. Courage, pleasure, flow. Anything else here for Sagittarius? For inspiration, motivation, coaching points on their journey, please. Thank you, Spirit. Okay, transformation is coming, Sagittarius. So this courage and pleasure, whatever brings you pleasure, will bring you into flow, which will create transformation. That just feels very inviting. It feels like a release. I just felt like I could breathe out for you. And I've just done Scorpio's reading, and Scorpio's reading was very intense. It's been, Scorpio's energies have been in a lot of hardship, traveling out of hardship, grave, serious situations, and moving into more security. And now your reading just feels like this sort of gentle invitation towards pleasure and flow and transformation, Sagittarius. Then they're saying trust in this process, and blessings will be coming. Well, we just could end it there, really. So courage to have pleasure in your life will bring you the flow and the transformation. Just trust, Sagittarius. And then these blessings, look how beautiful that card is. Blessings on their way. Let's look at the Moonology, I feel. Messages for Sagittarius from the Moonology. Spirit guides, thank you. Inviting Sagittarius on a beautiful journey, by the sounds of it, to find pleasure, have courage to be experiencing pleasure, because that is our flow state, Sagittarius. This will bring about massive transformation. Just trust that blessings then will be appearing all around you. because it's a win-win outcome, they're saying, when you do this. You're going to have a win-win outcome when you do things that you find pleasurable, that feel that you are, make you feel like you're in a flow state. This is causing transformation. Just trust, because it will then bring in the blessings you need and want, Sagittarius. And you may be at the moment running high emotions. Now, at the time of this recording, we're coming up in the next few days to a solar eclipse. So energies and emotions are running high, but in your particular unique story and timeline, Sagittarius, as you listen to this reading, Spirit is saying, just acknowledge that emotions are running high and to surrender to the divine. So as you surrender to the divine with courage, accessing things that feel like pleasure, you will come into this deep and wonderful flow state, bringing transformation and blessings, Sagittarius. So look, again, this beautiful blessings, because it's so uplifting. That is a really beautiful message, but I am going to keep going, and let's see what the tarot has to say, where you've been, where you are, and where it's traveling to, these energies and these timelines and these frequencies. Sagittarius, I don't know if you've noticed how much timelines jump and shift at the moment. And we can be in one situation in 1 minute and something completely, absolutely different the next, like from, going to bed, waking up. It's like we're in different parallel universes and realities. I'm saying that because there's something here about trusting and surrendering to the divine in this flow of pleasure to access the transformation you're seeking. Okay, so tarot messages, please, for Sagittarius. Thank you. Dreams, 7 of Cups. Okay, so yes, follow your dreams. What are the pleasurable dreams that you have, Sagittarius, that you could follow, that you could choose to activate, to access a flow state? So 7 of Cups is just it's just giving you options, giving you choices. There's a frequency for many possibilities. And I think maybe that's why I was talking about timelines. To choosing wisely, Sagittarius, a timeline, a potentiality that puts you into pleasure, flow, transformation, so that you can trust in the divine and access those blessings. Because if you're feeling like all of the emotions are running very high, Spirit is saying that when you make that choice to follow your dreams, that you will ultimately bring you the pleasure and the transformation. You receive like a win-win outcome. So in doing that, it brings you and others the 7 of Cups energy, opportunities. Yeah, I really like that, Sagittarius. So taking the time to really choose what brings you pleasure, because this is saying to me that you have been feeling very, very defeated, Sagittarius. That the 5 of Swords energy has been at play in your life. This defeat, feeling that you have had to surrender, feeling that you've had to walk away from things, self-sacrifice, Sagittarius, even self-sabotaging. And just maybe feeling bullied, intimidated, just feeling like things have felt underhand and you've not been in a flow state. Now, 5 of Swords is the opposite of a flow state, and really unpleasurable energies to be in, Sag. So have courage and trust in the divine to go after the things that bring you pleasure, because that will shift that energy and it will bring you into transformation, blessings, and a flow state. In flow state, we don't go into Five of Swords frequencies, energies, and situations so much. So the cards are about frequencies and energies that you can follow through. And when we find ourselves in Five of Swords energies, it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant. And there's always a way to shift our frequency. There's always a way to shift out. And I too have honestly found that by following pleasurable things has taken courage when things have been tricky and stuck and uncomfortable. Five of Swords energy, where I felt defeated, because we blame and shame ourselves. Like, how could I possibly, this is all going on, so how can I possibly take time for pleasure, something that puts me in flow state? But it's actually the only thing that's going to unstick the situation and bring the transformation and the blessings into the situation, or through your physical vehicle, Sagittarius. So wonderful. Then we have a Queen of Swords. So you have been thinking about this. You have been thinking, what is the right decision? That's my feeling. The Queen of Swords is strong, very mindful, very clear in her thinking, can make decisions, can take action as a queen frequency. And, again, Spirit is just saying here in this message, yes, you have been through this Five of Swords. You have experienced that. You may still be experiencing echoes of it or be deep in it as you listen to this reading. But that this Queen of Swords energy, this clarity of decision, to decide is to cut. Decidere is to cut and to choose and to move with your choice of pleasure, flow, what will take you to transformation, Sagittarius, and bring in the blessings. So positive. And again, take action. Have courageous action. Now, happiness, eight of wands is a wonderful card to receive. So it's, this something will change then quickly. Eight of wands is about the fire energy, Sagittarius fire energy, changing things, bringing you into movement, potentially travel, the courage to follow through with action what it is that puts you in flow state, Sagittarius, to take you away from the Five of Swords, to take you away from having any hardship, so that you can come back into your queen energy, back into the Queen of Swords, clear, defined, transformed or transforming, and receiving blessings. So maybe that pleasure is a holiday. Holidays can transform and ripple through our lives and create massive change. A holiday feels like a blessing. We can't always afford to jump on a plane and go. And I know Sagittarius, I have Sagittarius, strong placements, Sagittarius in my chart, and I know that traveling, getting on a plane, a long car drive somewhere to, get to somewhere new, explore there, brings in so much fresh energy. And actually for Sagittarius energies, even just the actual progression of the journey itself, being in it, is pleasurable. Not everybody enjoys the travel to somewhere or the travel back or that type of thing. But actually for Sagittarius energy, the whole thing is pleasurable. The whole thing becomes flow. It's interesting. Sagittarius energy wants to be in that adventure. So take the courage to choose Queen of Swords energy, what it is that's going to bring you the pleasure that can put you into flow state again. Trust in the divine will, allow those blessings to come through, and just know that will bring in this deeper transformation, Sagittarius. I'm going to go to the gene keys now and just see what's been at play here. Now, if you haven't already downloaded your hologenetic profile, you can go to genekeys.com. It's free, and it's just going to give you a profile of your whole hologenesis, who you are, why you are, life's work, purpose, how you best engage prosperity and receive prosperity in the world. It's a powerful system, very deep, meditative, contemplative system created by Richard Rudd. Now you have Gene Key 30. And in this reading, Gene Key 30 is saying that the dilemma in your situation has been the temptation at play. This has caused the shadow of desire. But if you can bring lightness, if you can access the gift of lightness and rapture instead, then you will release this shadow and dilemma of desire and temptation. And that is probably what has been causing you to feel this defeat. So in this reading, the desire for whatever it is has been a temptation, taking you away from your lightness, taking you away from the blessings and taking you out of your flow. So they're saying the way through this is to bring lightness back in to your life. Pleasure is lightness, definitely. And they're also here looking at Gene Key 21. And the dilemma has been discipline, Sagittarius, the shadow control. So whether you have felt like you have been controlled or too controlling, if you can come back into your authority, transform the situation so that you feel back, transform the situation so you feel back in your authority, and really finding how to access that through pleasure. Have courage to go into a flow state with something so you can come back into your aligned self, Sagittarius, and bring your authority rather than control back into life and into the situations you are facing. Because as we do that, this beautiful sense of authority and valor comes back, where we stand transformed, present, Queen of Swords, super clear and able to just live fully again in that pleasure and in that courage state. So yes, Sagittarius, very positive reading. Nice to think about what you need to choose to do to create pleasure and flow, to bring in transformation, blessings. Just trust. Just trust. It's all coming in. That's the way to access it all. So now just looking at what chakra point might be relevant here in this reading for you. Chakra point, thank you for Sagittarius. Okay, third eye chakra, so diving in and concentrating to the third eye, deep into the pineal gland, Sagittarius, working with unity. Now, these cards have beautiful messages, so I'm just going to read that to you. Unity. I see the unity and harmony within the polarities that I am experiencing and choose to align with the center point of balance, harmony, and love for one and all. That's a flow state for sure. I open to seeing with fresh eyes. I'll read that again. I open to see all with fresh eyes, a more balanced perspective. The truth of this matter lies between the polarities within which I am resonating. Ooh, that's big, isn't it? The truth of this matter, the matter that you're facing that needs the courage for you to access pleasure and flow, lies in between the polarities within which I am resonating. Okay, so whatever this is, that dilemma of the discipline being overly controlling or overly controlled. You got to look at the polarities and notice where you're resonating. Are you resonating in being controlled or being in authority? Being in flow and pleasure, or not being, in a really stuck, defeated, uncomfortable energy? So nice and clear there, Sagittarius, to just trust, surrender to the divine, follow the pleasure route, follow the flow route. This is not like being selfish behavior. This is the way through to clearing this situation and bringing that transformation in that you may be seeking, wanting. So let's access now another last oracle card. These are beautiful oracle cards. Message for Sagittarius. Thank you, Spirit. Let's see what we've got. Your spirit guides can lead you, Sagittarius, but can't do it for you. So there is something you can do to bring pleasure, flow, blessings, and transformation into yourself and to others. And speak your truth with passion. So whatever this is, speak it out with truth and passion. Maybe it's your work in the world. Maybe it's looking at a relationship dynamic. Maybe it's looking at your inner sense of alignment to flow and pleasure. And then speaking that truth out, what that is, to others, to the whole situation you're in. And then watch it all transform and change and allow these blessings to come back in, Sagittarius. So I hope that has helped. I really hope that this journey feels flowing and pleasurable as you start to process through. You can leave a message down below. It'd be lovely to hear where you're at and what's going on, Sag. So take lots of care, and I hope to see you again soon.